Right, let's get this under with. Oh, just a second. That's a little bit better. Probably the air's absolutely in a mess, but I'm gonna do this anyway. So, week 2, here we go. Week 2, month 2, here we go. Oh, great stuff. Right, so if you guys haven't watched the first video that's up on this, either if you're watching this on YouTube, then on the YouTube channel, or if you're watching it from the Arsenal site or whatever they're doing, then you should be able to find it on there. But if you haven't watched the first video that I did on this, it gives you a little bit more of an explanation as to what this program's about, and so it gives you a little bit more context as to what I'm talking about today. So if you haven't watched that already, go watch that and then come back so you get a little bit more context as to what I'm kind of talking about in this video. And yeah, without further ado, I guess we can go straight into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel if you're new around here, and welcome back to the Arsenal Gap Year programme. So I believe it's now phase 1 now. We're properly into it now. It's month 1 of phase 1. It's our September roundup. We're going to do one of these every single month. So you're going to be interested to see kind of how we've done so far. I haven't got like a little template today to show me about, because what all we've been doing this month is just going into schools, having some little other activities, but it's pretty much all just coaching now. We're kind of into the swing of things, and it will be the same for this from September, October and December. So yeah, without further ado, I don't see why we can't just go straight into it. Our first thing kind of to address really is the fact that, as I said already, this is the first time we are in schools, our first proper time coaching in the real world rather than just to everybody else in the group. And yeah, so this is going to be something quite interesting, kind of see what happens next really, because at the minute now it will just be from pretty much yeah, from now, because it's now the end of September, 26th today, we have, so pretty much from the end of September to the end of December is just going to be consolidation of what we've already done, and it'll just be getting better and better as coaches. Other than that, we've had other situations where we've been supporting events and things like that. And so I guess it's kind of a little bit of a rundown to see what we've done so far. I believe I got off my full timetable just after we filmed the last one. I think we just got it, or maybe we've done it just before, I can't remember. But first, I think we've got a little bit of a message past me from about 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago actually, when we first got our timetables, and we just got our timetables and nothing had really started yet. So I think I've got a little message from me in the past. Right, so today is the 9th of September, it's a Monday, and it's like 12 o'clock and we're done already because we've been given our timetables now. I'm supposed to be doing stuff on Mondays. I'm supposed to be doing a secondary school, but that's not happening today, so what? Overall, yeah, not bad at the minute. My hair is an absolute mess, but that doesn't matter either. Yeah, so we just had coach head today, and that was it, because I don't start to the senior school until next week. So I decided to see what happens now. I've got nothing on for the rest of the day. I don't actually know what to do, so I'm just literally just walking around the stadium, seeing what I'm up to tomorrow. And but yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. As you can kind of see in that video, the first week was a lot about with Coach Shed. It was literally just Coach Shed, and that was it, because nothing had really quite started yet. I think I had my primary school in the first week, and then other than that I didn't have anything else that week, so I was very much finished at lunchtime every day, and that was quite nice. And as I said in the video, I finished at lunchtime on that day when I normally have my senior school. So I think I'm going to just quickly go whiz through everything that I've kind of seen so far, what I've done so far, and give you a little run through on my timetable a little bit as well. So yeah, let's kind of see how we think about that. So Mondays, pretty simple. I mean, every day's quite simple anyway, but I've got Monday, I go for my course we have coach ed from 10 to about 12:30ish. Then we'll have lunch at the hub or something like that, and then I go over to my senior school, which is the City of London Academy Islington. That's at about 3 o'clock. I do an after school club there, and that's been interesting so far, to say the least. It's definitely been a bit of a struggle, and yeah, that's kind of one of the harder ones that we've done so far, definitely. Rather than having the coach lead, which we have for the primary schools, we don't have that at the senior school. It's just myself and Magdalena. We just do that ourselves, and we're hosting that. Hosting that, I think, leading the sessions. It'll normally be like every week we'll swap round, and whoever doesn't do that does the after school club in the primary school as well. But yeah, so that's been a bit of a struggle. The first week we realised how much people want games, so in the end, for the second week we did decide to do that, and that was my session. My session was the second week, and I did do very much heavily based around games, and so I think they didn't mind it too much in the last week, which was what's that, 22nd, something like that, 23rd. That was when the last one was, and that's how that was, and it went alright. The first week was a bit of a shambles. We were struggling towards the end of it, and they were just misbehaving all the time. They were really annoyed about it. We lost the ball that day as well, but they got it back, so that's good. We thought somebody had nicked one, but I don't think it was the case in the end. But yeah, Tuesdays we have coach in the morning again, but that time I don't have anything like in the afternoon. I wait until the evening until I have my activity. So in the afternoon I tend to go home for about an hour, and then rather than getting the train, I go by car and I go to Hertfordshire, the University of Hertfordshire, where I take this in, and I kind of support one of the sessions with the under 12s, I think it's the under 12s, with the Arsenal Women's Player Development Programme, and that's quite good because they're very high quality players, and at the minute there isn't a massive number of them. So I think the first week we had about 15 girls. They were all quite good, and yeah, they're all well behaved. They all really want this because I think they're quite close to getting into like academy levels and stuff like that. So hopefully I think that's what they're really going for. So we're trying to support them, go through that, help them out with some skills and stuff like that they can use in all sorts. Remember, they're like 10, 11 years old, and they're doing the roulettes, they're doing the chops, they're doing step overs. I could barely do 2 kick-ups then. Still really can't do anything now, and they're doing all of that. It's mental. Wednesday's my primary school, so that tends to be quite close. Everything's all together at once. So we have coach ed in the morning, as we always do, and then I go to Prior Western Primary School, and we do, and then I run, kind of, I support Joe, who's our coach lead. He does PE lessons. We do year 3, so it's quite an awkward year because it tends to be as Joe was saying, it's probably the most misbehaving year, because it tends to be in Key Stage 1, they're a little bit shy, and they don't really have that much messing around, and hard to judge the misbehaving, but we haven't done too badly so far, I don't think. It's just been a little bit of a struggle. I know we've got a couple of kids that have got autism in the class, which I didn't actually know until yesterday, so that was quite interesting. And some of them have got all sorts of behavioural problems and things like that. I do 2 year 3 PE sessions, and I do a football after school club that Magdalena and I run together again, which is, and it tends to be the alternate from the Monday in the senior school. So in the first week, Magdalena led the senior school after school club, so I led the primary school after school club for the first week, which was a very big struggle. Year 1 and 2, kind of teaching them how to do football when realistically they don't have the skills to play football just yet, and a lot of it will be a lot of running around. Like, we tried to do matches yesterday, and that was a pain. Like, that was a real pain. I don't think they're old enough to do matches at all. I think year 3 is probably a good starting point for that. We tried our hardest, and I think it's getting there. It's getting there. We've kind of come up with a new thing. So I did hands in the air sort of thing, that means that once they are ready to, when they're ready to learn, so I'll put my hand up, like up in the air or whatever, and then I've got to wait for everyone to put their hands up before we can start playing again. So it kind of gets them knowing that I'm waiting for them, are they ready, sort of thing. And then they tend to reciprocate me anyway, so that's quite good. Thursdays tends to be a bit of a day off sort of thing for me, but I do have something on every day. So we don't have Coach Ed on Thursdays, which of course is great, but I go to St Albans in the evenings. So I go to St Albans, it's about an hour drive away from me, which isn't too bad, but I drive over there in the afternoon, so in the evening, sorry I should say. It's again quite well behaved. It's a little bit later than last time there, because I think we do it an hour later at St Albans than we do in Hertfordshire, and I have a different, so I'm with Harry on Thursdays and we do under 10s, where of course I'm doing under 12s with Laura on Tuesdays, but yeah, that's very good as well. I was really surprised with how they were doing, so we did one-on-one defending in my first week last week, and of course it's going to be my second week this evening, and I'm very excited to see how that one goes, because I think my Arsenal Women player development program sessions are definitely the best, because the kids are so well behaved, they really have a passion for football, and I really like that because it's something that you can really work with, because everyone's listening and you never really get many people like arguing and fighting and all of that, so it's quite good. Everyone really wants it, and that's what you really want from your players, and it's great, it really is. Fridays is kind of similar again, except it's a little bit different, and I don't actually know how I'm going to do it tomorrow yet, because we were always told to kind of give the afternoon slot, nothing is supposed to be given in that, like we weren't supposed to put anything down for that, because that could be when we have people come in and talk to us. So I think it was the Friday, we might have had that Friday, I think it might have been the week when I did the last video, we had our casual CPD day, and that was really interesting. We did a lot of different things, just about like coaching styles and things like that, and we met Per Mertesacker as well, which was really cool. So we have things like that kind of going on sometimes on Fridays, which may just change things a little bit. So I think we do Coach Ed until 1 o'clock on Fridays, and then we don't have anything in the afternoon. But then in the evening I've got the Football Plus program, which I don't know exactly how it's a really good program actually, and I haven't done too much because it's only my first week last Friday, and I got my second week this week. I don't know how quiet it's going to go, but it's looked really good so far. I mean, the first session was quite interesting. We had a little bit of a different, because there's a couple of people being assessed to be like, rather than being casual members of staff, I think they're becoming like, they could becoming full-time, and they were being assessed towards doing that. Like they're kind of just playing games and we're refereeing them, we're giving them individual feedback sort of thing, and I really like that sort of thing, and we really wanted to do it, but I didn't put my name down for it because I wasn't sure whether it would work with that little slot that comes in. But I think we just would finish in enough time. I think it normally goes until 4, and then the session's from 4 till 5:30. So yeah, that's my week in the basis. I don't have anything on the weekends, but there is the opportunity to do that at the weekends. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I can say really. So our current gap year coordinator, Adam, he's gone on paternity leave. He's just had a little girl, I believe it might be a little girl, but I can't remember. Sorry if I've got that wrong, but I think it might be a little girl, I might be wrong. If it isn't, then I'm sorry, but yeah, congratulations to Adam for that. But as well as that means that he's not going to be with us for 2 weeks. So we've had a couple of different things happen. So we had James on Monday take our session, who also runs the Football Plus, that I work with him on Fridays. So kind of like behavioural management with how we work it perhaps like with parents and game days and with training and all sorts of things. A lot of behavioural management sort of thing was Monday. But then Tuesday and yesterday we did lots of health and fitness sort of based thing with Joe Chaffee, who does a lot of work with that. He runs the men's and women's health and fitness programs at Arsenal, and I thought that program was quite interesting. There was a video that we were shown about it. I was quite interested to kind of see about how that went. We kind of did one of the sessions that he would sort of run yesterday in the morning, and I was in absolute pain afterwards, but because I was working very hard. I had a quite high intensity session, and I did. There was a little bit of weights, a little bit of cardiovascular exercises. There was all sorts. So it was quite knackering, fair to say, towards the end of the day, but it was also very interesting and kind of very good to learn about kind of how that he does that. And then because there might be some people that want to be PTs in the future, and so they might decide to do that, so that might be quite useful for them if they decide to do that. Yeah. So I don't really know what else I can really say for this month. I may have like a couple of clips or pictures or something like that of what I've done so far, but overall it's been a very good month. Just kind of, as I said, it was just kind of just to get an introduction into what we've been doing so far. I think August was definitely quite a big month that I could say a lot about, and kind of for the rest of these 3 months for definite will be a little bit different because it's a little bit harder to say stuff about them. But this is kind of all I've got to say really for today, so hopefully you kind of enjoyed that. As I said, if you haven't already, check out the last video I did on this, which was, I called it Phase 0. But that's all from me today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure of course to like, do the subscribe, do the comments, do everything you can ever think about, hitting the notification bell, anything else that you can think of that would give me some sort of support. I'd love it. Give me some feedback, tell me what you want to see more of on the channel, what you want to, such if there's any ideas you want me to play out, that'd be great. I've got a couple of videos that are in the process of being done, but I just need to find a good editing software to use for it, and once I do that, then I should be fine to get them done. I've found something that I might be able to actually finally release the Q&A. It's been about 3 months since I recorded it, but I might actually be able to do it now, but we'll have to find out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.